Hi everyone. So my husband and I had been considering starting a YouTube channel, and then this whole coronavirus thing came about. Um, yeah, it's kind of thrown everything into a tailspin. We've got schools that are closed until some are closed until the end of the school year or through the end of the school year. Um, some are closed through I think April 16th. You have other school districts that are just closed and they don't know when they're going to open back up. So it's been a little crazy. Um, yeah, even my job, I work from home and I work with a lot of medical offices, and it has been absolutely manic since Monday. There's been a lot of office closures in the medical field. There's just so much going on. There's talk of self quarantine. There's even some places that are under mandatory shelter in place, I think out in California. So we're definitely dealing with something that we have never seen before. And it's a little scary, it's a little frightening, definitely a lot of anxiety and a lot of fears out there. And so we're actually not doing a whole lot different in the sense that we're still going to plant our garden like we always do. We have chickens that give us eggs. We got some new chicks. We also got some geese, and we did get some ducks. But we're just going to be our normal selves. That doesn't mean that we are going to church right now. We are also not going out in public unless it's absolutely necessary. And when we do, we sanitize. We sanitize our hands, our vehicles if we've been out, and anything that we bring home, we wipe down with Clorox wipes. We sanitize. So it's a little bit different in that sense, but like I said, we're still going to plant our gardens. We're going to try and be as self-sustaining as we can, which has been, honestly, that's been our goal all along. So this was just an extra push to move more in that direction. All right, so I don't know if you can see it that well behind me, but this is our garden area that we have tilled up. We have a watering system installed. You can see our sprinklers there. And over there, I think there's 6 total. So we've got the ground tilled up. My husband did that last weekend. He went through it 2 or 3 times over the weekend, and then yesterday when he got home a little bit early, he went through it again. And we're hoping that we'll be ready to plant this upcoming weekend. We went ahead and started a lot of our seeds inside the house in little seed trays. Planted a lot of okra, trying to get it to come up. I know I planted cucumbers, some butternut squash, lots of peppers, tomato plants. What else did I plant? There's something else, but I can't remember. Symptom of getting old. Anyway, so we went ahead and started a lot of the plants inside so that when they get large enough, probably about, I don't know, I'd say 3-4 inches, we can transplant a lot of them out here, and that way we can kind of hit the ground running, so to speak. Now, we do have a lot of plants that, or I should say a lot of seeds that we did not start because they're generally successful just planting them in the ground here in Florida. It's really warm already. In fact, earlier today, it was just downright hot. Welcome to Florida. So we will plant our corn and our squash, and our peas and our beans just directly in the ground, and they should be fine. One thing, living out in the country, we will have to put up some type of fence around the peas and the beans. Otherwise, all we're doing is feeding the deer and the little bunny rabbits that live around here. And try as we may, we have not been successful in keeping them out. However, we are going to order one of the Premier One electric fences, and we're really looking forward to it. We actually got one last week for our chickens, and it has worked wonders. So this is our Premier One electric fence. Say hi to our deer target back there. And we absolutely love this fence. We got it last week and put it up. Or I'm sorry, we got it this week and put it up. And we've been able to let the chickens out every day. And we actually put our biddies and our geese and our ducks that are in that little run over there. We put them in here. And then every day we move their run to a different spot. That way they can have fun with the weeds, with the grass, and that way they're not sitting in poop all the time. You see the girls have already cleaned out the fence line right there. That is their favorite spot to dig around. I don't know how well you can see them because they're kind of in the shadows, but there's our geese, yellow fluff balls, there's 3 of them. And then we've got some ducks over there and some baby chicks. Yes, that is a baby blanket. Put that over there so that they will have shade during the day. And then at night, I make sure that one end is fully covered. That way they can get up under there and cuddle up and stay warm. They're old enough now that they don't need the grow light. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but I've always called it a grow light. But they're old enough now that they don't need it. They can cuddle up together and be fine. But again, you have to remember that this is Florida, and it's super hot here most of the time. So even though our chicks are to a point where they don't need the grow light anymore, you may have chicks that are the same age, but they might still need it depending on where you live. There's our eggs from today in our nesting boxes that my husband made. It doesn't look like there's a whole bunch in there. I wonder if they've laid it under the coop. Actually, we got more than I thought. There ended up being 13 in there. I just couldn't see them all. So this is where we have started all of our seeds. I converted part of my dining room into an indoor greenhouse, if you will. So we've got tomato plants coming up. We've got cucumbers. We have some pepper plants coming up, not as many yet. And then all of this out here, this is all okra. We planted a lot in hopes that 50% would come up. Well, looks like we got more than 50%. And then over here, everything in these 2 trays, those are bell peppers. These are red peppers. Not sure what kind. There's some that I had on hand. They're a couple years old. Don't even know if they'll come up. And then we have cayenne peppers over here and butternut squash here. But as you can see, it's done really good. We put them by our windows right here in the dining room, and they have thrived. All right, so like I've already told y'all, we're in Florida. It is March right now, March 19th to be exact, and it's hot. It's already hot. I just got done feeding dogs and chickens, and I'm sweating. Welcome to Florida. Anyway, I wanted to take a second to show you some of the area that we've cleared out for our goats that we're going to get. Probably won't be in the next week or so because we're still trying to clear out land, but at least we're started. Okay, so we are lucky enough that we actually have an old existing fence line here. We will go through and take down all of the old barbed wire that's here, but we will be able to reuse these posts, thankfully. Most of them are still good. You see one there that got knocked over by the tractor, but it's still good, so we're going to stand it up and use it again. And then there's a nice big fence post that we can use. There again, another one that got knocked over, and it's wrapped up with some barbed wire. I don't know if you can see it. And over here, this area, it's a nice big tree which will provide good shade, but it's got tons of vines in it. So we're going to have to go through and clean this up some more. My husband actually took the bush hog through here and cleaned up a bunch. Oh, can you see that? Those would be deer tracks. Yay! That means we still have deer on the property. Probably a doe, but that's okay. It's still deer. And where there are does, the bucks will follow. You see that? All right, so it'll actually go out through here, and then this is our old garden out here, and we're going to fence off in that area as well. But it'll go all the way back here where this fence line is, and then come all the way out here. It's a really big area, and we'll take the fence and we'll go over there by the chicken coop and on down and over here and across. So they'll have a good big area. It'll be nice and shaded in some parts, but they'll have plenty of space. I almost forgot to introduce y'all to Ducky. This is a duck that stays in our pond, and then he comes up and lets us feed him. There you go, buddy. There you go. He's getting old. He's been here for several years. He just made our pond his home, and we have enjoyed him. All right, y'all. Well, that's it. That's all I got for today. I will keep you updated on how our seedlings are going. I'll let you know how they progress as they come up. I'll certainly let you know when we get them planted in the garden, and you'll be able to see it as it progresses in the garden as well. I will keep you updated on our baby chicks and our geese and our ducks. And I think that's it for today. So I will do an actual more formal introduction to who we are and what all this channel is going to be about. I'll do that at a later date when things aren't so crazy and hectic. Maybe when we're all sitting at home for 2 weeks in quarantine. Hopefully not, but it's a possibility. So I'll do one of those formal videos a little later on and introduce you to the whole family, what we're about, what we're going to do here on our property, and hopefully we will see y'all back next time. Bye, y'all.